Hi guys, it's the 1st of February 2020. And just an update with this coronavirus. Up to now, 12,037 cases, 259 total deaths, 284 recovered. I'll just do a breakdown of the numbers of the different countries. Mainland China, 11,871. Japan 20, Thailand 19, Singapore 16, Hong Kong 13, Australia 12, South Korea 12, US 8, Malaysia 8, Germany 7, Macau 7, France 6, Vietnam 6, Canada 6, United Arab Emirates 4, Italy, Russia, the UK all have 2, Nepal, Cambodia, Spain, Philippines, Finland, Sweden, India, Sri Lanka all have 1. This is getting crazy. It's going like shit off a stick. It's already all over the place. If you haven't got face masks and basic cleaning stuff, from what I've heard, man, the Chinese are on about sacrificing a load of cities to save 11. They're on about just letting millions die, man. What the hell? If they're considering that, mate, what's England going to do if it starts getting like that over here? Might be wise to just stock up on some food that keeps for a while, fill the freezer. Just be aware, guys. Right, I'm just going to start with the UK first. Student infected coronavirus. York University student is one of 2 people infected with the virus in the UK as uni moves to quell anxiety. A York student is one of the 2 people infected with the coronavirus. The university calls for calm amid anxiety on the campus. Yesterday it was confirmed 2 patients have been struck down with the killer bug after staying in a York hotel. One second. The pair fell ill at the Stay City apartment hotel in the city centre on Wednesday. It's thought the student was staying there with his parents, who had flown from China for last week's graduation ceremony. A spokesperson for the hotel told The Sun online, "Often when students' parents come over to visit, they can stay in one of our apartments, the family together, which all have kitchens and cooking facilities." Today, a University of York spokesman said, "PHE, Public Health England, have informed us that one of the 2 individuals to have tested positive for coronavirus is a student at York Uni. We understand this development will cause concern and anxiety among our students, staff and the wider community." It comes as UK's first coronavirus victims remain in quarantine in Newcastle. Rescue flight with 83 Brits landed at RAF Brize Norton from Wuhan yesterday afternoon. Evacuees will be quarantined for 2 weeks in a Wirral hospital unit. And just one other note, I've seen some footage earlier. It's just a basic building, man. It's not a proper quarantine. The windows open. They're all mixing with each other. It's not what I call quarantine anyway. The death toll in China has reached 259 with nearly 12,000 cases, surpassing SARS infection in China. The WHO has declared the outbreak a global health emergency on an unprecedented scale. The Foreign Office has warned all but essential travel to the country because of the virus outbreak. British Airways has suspended all flights to and from mainland China. And here's a map of confirmed cases and suspected cases. I've heard from a friend of mine in Brazil that there's people being took into hospital with it, but not confirmed as yet. So if I hear any more on that, I will let you know. And Africa, strangely enough, looks pretty clear. Interesting. looking at it like that. Right, just scroll down. I think let's look for this page. Oh no. Public Health England has advised us that the risk of infection being passed to others on campus is low. Current information from Public Health England suggests that the student did not come in contact with anybody on campus while they had symptoms. And as we know, people cannot show any symptoms and still be infectious, so that doesn't mean shit, mate. Investigations are ongoing to fully establish this. Our immediate concerns are for the affected student and family, along with the health and continued well-being of our staff, students and visitors. The university has set up an helpline to field calls from panicked students and parents, while it also emerged the University of Derby, that's only up the road, is isolating students who have come back from Wuhan in the last 14 days. British universities are very popular with the Chinese families, with more than 120,000 students making the move over to the UK to study. Oh dear. Professor Jürgen Haas, head of infection medicine at Edinburgh University, previously said he expected cases in the UK to rocket as international Chinese students flew to and from the country. He said the situation will be pretty similar in the UK cities with a large number of Chinese students. Dramatic video footage showed hazmat paramedics swooping on the York Hotel after a man reported feeling unwell. UK outbreak. Despite this, the 220-bedroom hotel continued to take bookings, sparking grave fears more could be infected or come into contact with workers exposed to the deadly bug. Last night, the government kept the public in the dark for hours. Stay City Apartment Hotel finally confirmed it was at the centre of the UK's outbreak, leaving guests furious that they weren't told. Official advice urges anyone who has come into close contact with the coronavirus sufferers to self-isolate to prevent infection spreading. It confirms fears that government acted too late to prevent this crisis, hitting Britain, only putting in travel restrictions several days after the outbreak worsened in China. Official figures released this afternoon showed a total of 203 UK tests have concluded, of which 2 were found to be positive. Last night, 2 people were rushed to hospital by masked ambulance staff after falling ill at London Paddington Station, sparking fears they were showing some symptoms of the deadly bug. Right guys, we'll go over to the US now and see what's going on there. Coronavirus. US and Australia close borders to Chinese. Countries around the world have closed their borders to arrivals from China. This is from the BBC, guys. Amid fears of the spread of the coronavirus. The USA and Australia said they would deny entry to all foreign visitors who had recently been in China, where the virus first emerged in December. Earlier, countries including Russia, Japan, Pakistan and Italy announced similar travel restrictions, but global health officials have advised against such measures. Travel restrictions can cause more harm than good by hindering info sharing, medical supply chains and harming economies, the head of the World Health Organization said on Friday. It's a joke, an absolute joke. The World Health Organization recommends introducing screening at official border crossings. It has warned that closing borders would accelerate the spread of the virus, which travellers entering countries unofficially. Can people recover from the coronavirus? Any other questions? How quarantine has fought disease through the ages. The lessons learned from the SARS outbreak. China has criticised the wave of travel restrictions, accusing foreign governments of ignoring official advice. Just as the WHO recommended against travel restrictions, the US rushed in the opposite direction. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying said, "It is certainly not a gesture of goodwill." Well, what do you expect, mate? I wouldn't be going there. I'd be closing my borders if I hadn't. What are they doing? What is the latest? The death toll from the new virus, which is officially called 2019 nCoV, now stands at 259. All the deaths occurred in China. within China, and the majority were in Hubei province, where the virus originated. Almost 12,000 cases have been confirmed. A small proportion of those, around 100, have been identified outside China. The UK, US, Russia and Germany have also confirmed in recent days. Right, I'm just going to scroll. 1 minute. Meanwhile, authorities in Hubei extended the Lunar New Year holiday until the 13th of February and announced marriage registrations would be suspended to discourage public gatherings. China started celebrating the holiday on the 24th of January, and Chinese officials had already extended the break in an attempt to postpone travel by large numbers of people as they returned to work. Hospital workers in Hong Kong have voted to go on strike on Monday unless the territory's border with the mainland China is completely closed. The Hong Kong government has refused to do so, citing WHO recommendations. The number of coronavirus cases worldwide has overtaken that of the similar SARS epidemic, which spread to more than 24 countries in 2003. But the mortality rate of the new virus is much lower than that of SARS, which has led officials to believe it's not as deadly. Yeah, right. Right, and there's another one I wanted to show you. It's about Massachusetts. There we go. Massachusetts confirmed its first case of coronavirus. The first case of coronavirus in Massachusetts has been confirmed, officials said on Saturday. A man in his 20s who returned from Wuhan and lives in Boston, bringing the total number of confirmed cases in the United States to 8. The University of Massachusetts Boston confirmed in a separate statement on Saturday that a member of the school's community had contracted the virus. The statement also said that expected business as usual on campus. The authorities in Massachusetts were not notified by the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of the positive test results late Friday evening. According to a statement by Boston Public Health Commission, the man recently travelled to Wuhan and sought medical care soon after his return. The statement said he will remain in isolation until he is cleared by public health officials and his close contacts have been monitored. Monica Burrell, the Massachusetts Public Health Commissioner, said in a statement she was grateful that the man was recovering and sought medical attention immediately. Right guys, people weren't taking this seriously a week ago, and just look what's going on. Like I say, people arguing over what's causing it, or where it's come from and who's done it. It doesn't matter. The fact is, it's out there. Right, God bless guys, you all take care, and I'll see you later.